As you know from my old videos, I hate institutions and I hate dogma. I'm going to touch on this briefly today as we look at why the 12-step program is a sham. This program that blames the victim for their relapse and not their statistically proven rate of 30 to 75% within the first year. But should you be successful in a couple of years, then the glory is all theirs. It's not the person, it's the program. This broken, flawed, cult-like system teaches people that they are powerless, not in control of themselves, to surrender to forces outside themselves, and to surrender to authority. Change comes through accountability and acknowledgement, not a Jesus take the wheel mentality. It's irresponsible to say, God is in control, and I'm powerless to my impulses and addictions. If God is in control, what then is the responsibility of the individual? Why not start by asking them who they were before the addiction, where they see themselves in the near future, and help them to get there? Why make recovery their entire personality when they're there to turn their lives around? People make mistakes and they are more than their bad habits. Life does go on. But you have the word addict looming over their heads the entire time. Do you expect them not to relapse? The system is designed for them to fail. A person cannot be recovered and then be asked to teach, mentor, or lead people just coming into rehab, fresh off of an addiction. But hey, vicious cycle equals cash grab. In truth, they should be advised to stay far away from that environment. Start over, start fresh, yet they're encouraged to help others. What a big risk to their recovery. Being amongst new rehabilitants, their core identity, my name is, and I'm an addict. These people, for the majority of the time, are hurt and trying to escape painful memories, and they get stuck there. They enter this program and they don't realize that it's the same box with a different name, where they're still not in control of their lives. You cannot say you believe in God and in the same breath say you are powerless to your addiction. It just echoes that religion is an excuse to not take responsibility of your own lives or actions. You cannot blame everything on the devil, especially when you give him the keys to your playground. God is not an entity outside of us that we have to go looking for. That just isn't true. You should be very careful what you say after I am. True faith is knowing the power you have inside you because of the weight behind the deity you believe in. So not only does this program insult God, but it insults the intelligence of the vulnerable people exposed to this outdated piece of shit system. I'm sure at this point every family in the world has someone in their life battling an addiction, making rehab centers very wealthy. And I don't think having an all or nothing approach benefits the individual. Naturally, as humans, when we're told not to do something, it only makes us want to do it more. In life, it's all about finding balance, an equilibrium. It's assessing why you do the things you do. So when you know yourself, you can't be swindled by other people. A spiritual awakening will rarely come from an institution. What purpose are you to discover if your identity is rooted in addiction? What purpose are you to discover if you get brainwashed into giving yourself a life sentence of being an addict? I may not understand what that's like, but I do understand what it feels like to be trapped within the confines of your own mind. I was battling depression long before I was diagnosed. I'm proof you can live your life independent of therapy and medication. You don't need a professional. What you need is to sit down with a pen and a paper and look at yourself and review your memories, identify your triggers, learn how you can desensitize yourself to them. Then you won't be so powerless to your impulses. You need help with the root cause of your problems, because that is what inevitably leads you down the path of addiction and eventual or potential relapse. It's important for you to realize that no matter what you believe in, you are the cause and solution to your own problems. Because at some point, you did choose to put yourself in this situation. Now, multi-billion-dollar organizations get to profit off of you and your trauma. Professionals don't understand a thing. They don't take mental illness as seriously as they should. They think one disorder looks the same on everyone. They just put a plaster on shattered glass. And if you think I'm being dangerous by saying that, then think of the millions going unheard and misdiagnosed. Sometimes professional help is needed, and sometimes you do just need a change of environment. Life becomes so much easier to navigate when you remove emotions from the equation and look at things with a little practicality. They'll profit off of your trauma by keeping you talking about your trauma. How does it make you feel? Well, a vicious cycle equals cash grab. They offer no real solution. And if you took the time, there's nothing you couldn't ask yourself and find the answers to if you really sat down and thought about it. I never really spoke to any of them, and they never told me anything I didn't already know or figure out for myself. I hate people who think they know more about me than I do, especially when I've just met them. Now, I'm not saying take medical advice from the stranger online. I'm saying have some wits about you, some common sense. Use your intuition. Realize you are all you will ever need. I have successfully maintained my solitary life for over 20 years because, as some of you already know, imbeciles make up the majority of the population, and they don't even care. They just continue to breed, so proud to pass down their mediocrity. This has been why I hate the 12-step program and why it sucks. It doesn't work. And I'm only touching the surface here. There's so much more to dissect. Perhaps I will turn this into a series. If you're out there struggling with addiction, reach out to me, and I will bully you into sobriety. No, but if you are battling with any of the topics discussed in this video, my wish for you is that you find the peace and freedom that you deserve. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you took something from it that could help you. And if you like raw, unfiltered conversations about the human psyche, consider subscribing. There's a lot to talk about, but this is all I have for you today. I'll catch you in the next one.